The latest twist in the saga of a Hollywood star actor, Randy Quaid, got an Oscar nomination for playing a thief in the 70s movie, The Last Detail. Now, Quaid and his wife are real-life fugitives escaping to Canada, in a plot that sounds like a wild Hollywood script. Mike Von Frem reports on the couple's latest escapade.
It's a conspiracy theory that has left Canadian law enforcement flabbergasted. Randy and Evie Quaid claim they're targets of star whackers, a mysterious group the Quaids claim killed actors Heath Ledger and David Carradine.
Hollywood is murdering its movie stars.
After the Quaids were handcuffed and arrested in Vancouver last week, they were granted $10,000 bail. Their lawyer, who refuses to grant interviews, is demanding Canadian asylum for his clients, who say it will save their lives.
Thank you. Love you, Canada.
It is by no means certain Canada will let them stay. They are wanted in California for ignoring a hefty hotel bill and vandalizing a house they once owned.
Nothing but the best.
Quaid is a talented character actor with roles in National Lampoon, Independence Day, and Brokeback Mountain. Finding a job back in Hollywood won't be easy, predicts publicist Michael Levine.
He's unemployable, and he looks like the kind of car crash that producers, powerful people in the entertainment industry want to have nothing to do with.
The Quaid's Odyssey, ironically, has all the makings of a Hollywood blockbuster. A Bonnie and Clyde type couple seeking safety across the border. They are sending messages they will be killed by star whackers if they're forced to return. For Good Morning America, Mike Von Frem, ABC News, Hollywood.
Joining us now from Los Angeles is former prosecutor Robin Sachs. And Robin, have you ever quite seen something like this? And what do you make of all of it?
Good morning, Robin. No, this is a bizarre tale indeed. What you have here is what would appear to be all the trappings and strappings of a drug case. But we're not hearing anything that's indicating that the root of the behavior for the Quaids is drugs. That would be the most sympathetic move that they could take. But instead, they're claiming this bizarre asylum thing. They're skating out on bills. And it could only make one think that they don't think that the rules apply to them. They feel entitled, and they continue to think that they can get away with the crimes that they've committed.
Yeah, sort of celebrity justice that we have not seen before. So now we have California and Canada involved in this case. So what do you think is going to happen now?
Well, Canada is traditionally very cooperative with the United States when it comes with matters of extradition. Normally, in a case like this, I would not predict the Santa Barbara County DA's office, the state of California, the country of the United States, or the country of Canada spending a lot of resources trying to bring these people back for what is really kind of minor behavior. This isn't heinous rapes, murder type behavior. This is theft that's just bizarre. However, because there's this factor of poo-pooing the system and thinking that the law doesn't apply to them, I can see that this may be a little bit of a reverse celebrity justice where we may see an interest and intention to get them back to prove the point that you can't poo-poo us any longer.
So, Robin, if they had not run off to Canada, what kind of jail time, or would they have been seeing any jail time?
From my experience in the DA's office, this would be a probationary type of case. They would be very likely having a felony charge reduced to a misdemeanor, even being on probation with very minimal fines and fees and likely no jail. However, their behavior keeps increasing the odds of them being able and likelihood that the courts would consider jail, and the DA wanting to sentence them to jail, saying, listen, you don't think the laws apply, we're spending all these resources, we are now even more concerned about your behavior because you can't even bother to show up to court. So they may find themselves dealing with the jail time. The maximum on the charges that they're dealing are about 3 years per charge.
So what's the time frame here, Robin, that they'll come back?
Well,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, from my understanding, there is a court date on Thursday. Interesting that the defense attorney is taking the asylum route. I think that if I were at this point and there was some sort of drug problem, some sort of other issue, I would address those issues, because it's very hard to say we are concerned about our safety. Well, if they were concerned about their safety so much, why didn't they go to the court in Santa Barbara when they were supposed to and tell the judge there, I'm concerned about my safety? They had judges, DAs, and all kinds of people willing to listen to them. So I think that we're going to see this move along fairly quickly because of Canada's support with the United States.
Robin Sachs, thank you so much. Good points there. Thank you so much for your insight.
For the past 20 years, my wife Evie and I have been the victims of criminal activities perpetrated by a small network of individuals who are out to destroy us personally, professionally, and financially. This network of individuals is manipulating the banking system and the criminal justice system for the purposes of sabotaging our credit and our credibility. 3 of these individuals are Hollywood lawyers and a business manager, all of whom I hired 20 years ago to handle my legal and business affairs. They're Alan Wattenmaker, my former estate planner, Warren Grant, my former business manager, and Lloyd Braun, my ex-attorney. These 3, along with a few others whose professional services I've engaged over the years, have conspired together to steal my property, my money, and with the aid of specific individuals at 2 major studios, Bruce Berman certainly being one, have gained access to my royalties revenue streams. These people have been able to do these things through the creation of a phony probate file, phony living trusts, secret bank accounts, fake loans, bogus corporations, smear campaigns, and false arrests of my wife and me. They have been aided and abetted in their schemes by the entertainment division of City National Bank's Roxbury branch in Beverly Hills. This particular branch is a major financial hub for the entire Hollywood industry, with the cooperation of certain individuals within City National's entertainment division. Business managers, lawyers, and agents have been able to misappropriate my assets, life insurance policy, and royalties through various client trust accounts and bogus loans taken out in my name without my knowledge. The president of the bank's estate planning division told my wife that the bank prefers dead actors because they don't get in the way. These former employees of mine have further reached out to their relatives and contacts in Santa Barbara County to take civil disputes and turn them into criminal complaints against us. To be clear, we did not defraud an innkeeper, and we did not trespass on our own property. Up until a year ago, Evie and I had never had any run-in with the law whatsoever. We are not criminals, nor are we fugitives from justice, nor are we crazy. We are simply artists and filmmakers who are being racketeered on.
It's a Hollywood story that at this point is stranger than fiction. Actor Randy Quaid and his wife arrested in Canada. A warrant was issued for them after they missed a court date in California. Now the couple, though, is refusing to come back to the States, saying they are afraid for their lives.
Thank you. We love you, Canada.
Actor Randy Quaid and his wife Evie are under arrest in Vancouver after failing to appear in a Santa Barbara, California court on burglary charges. The couple, whose behavior has become increasingly erratic in the past few years, asked Canadian officials for asylum. Under questioning, Evie Quaid told authorities she believes actors David Carradine and Heath Ledger, both former co-stars of Quaid, didn't die as reported, but were, in fact, murdered.
Heath Ledger was murdered.
And Evie Quaid says she's afraid she and her husband are next. Randy Quaid has appeared in over 90 films, including National Lampoon's Vacation and most recently in Brokeback Mountain.
You ranch stiffs, you ain't never no good.
But in recent years, his career has slipped, and he and his wife have had several bizarre run-ins with the law. In September 2009, the Quaids were charged with fraud for running out on a $10,000 hotel bill. Then, in September of this year, the two were charged with burglary for living in a house without permission and allegedly causing $5,000 in damage.
My impression when I was working for them is that they were both really lost.
The Quaids are facing charges of trespassing and vandalism, accused of illegally squatting in a home they'd already sold. They provided CBS with this photo of their key in the front door as proof that they still own it.
You say that you're staying in Vancouver, you're staying in Canada because you don't want to come to the States, because you're afraid of these people who are out to kill celebrities, and you specifically. Why do you have that fear?
I have a fear because for the last 3 years and really the last 20 years, I've been racketeered on. My finances have been decimated by a group of people, such as my ex-attorney, my ex-business manager, and an estate planner, specifically, and they have conspired together to co-opt my corporations, put in trustees without my knowledge.
But are they now trying to kill you?
The way they've manipulated the system, the court system, to have us falsely arrested, and to make it impossible for us to operate on a daily basis in the most basic way. I mean, banking,
right,
owning a house, renting a house,
right,
renting a car. I mean, we cannot function.
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, it's not that you feel that someone's going to kill you literally, it's that you feel that they're just trying to decimate you and things away. If that's the case, that's
if things keep
from
going the way they are, we will be out on this. We will be out if things keep going the way they are, and we don't do something about it to expose these people. My wife and I will be out on the street, and we'll have nothing to eat. Okay, that's how bad it is.
Okay, so why have you said then that you feel that the same people who you believe killed David Carradine and Heath Ledger, these star whackers, are out to kill you as well?
Well, they are star whackers. I mean, they're people who I knew David Carradine. And,
he was found dead in Bangkok. You believe they hanged him in Bangkok, and they forced Heath Ledger to take drugs in New York?
I can't believe that David would commit a suicide. His wife has recently come out and said that she doesn't believe that she believes that he was murdered. Heath was an athlete. He played Australian football. He was robust. It's just, I've had 8 friends of mine who have either died or mysteriously or had scandals surrounding them.
They were playing with the law to pursue us and damage our life everywhere we go. They've been doing it for 3 years. They want our property that is a $7 million property.
For the past 20 years, my wife Evie and I have been the victims of criminal activities perpetrated by a small network of individuals who are out to destroy us personally, professionally, and financially. This network of individuals is manipulating the banking system and the criminal justice system for the purposes of sabotaging our credit and our credibility. Business managers, lawyers, and agents have been able to misappropriate my assets, life insurance policy, and royalties through various client trust accounts and bogus loans taken out in my name without my knowledge. The president of the bank's estate planning division told my wife that the bank prefers dead actors because they don't get in the way. These former employees of mine have further reached out to their relatives and contacts in Santa Barbara County to take civil disputes and turn them into criminal complaints against us. To be clear, we did not defraud an innkeeper, and we did not trespass on our own property. Up until a year ago, Evie and I had never had any run-in with the law whatsoever. We are not criminals, nor are we fugitives from justice, nor are we crazy. We are simply artists and filmmakers who are being racketeered on.
Why don't you guys just start by telling me, how has life been for you? You've been on quite the roller coaster of late. What's going on now?
Well, it's really been from the past 3 years, really intensely for the last year, starting with these false arrests that started as a result in Santa Barbara, accusing us of horrible defrauding an innkeeper, and this was for a paid hotel bill, and it's escalated now to include property that we own in Santa Barbara, and we've owned it for 20 years and didn't know that we owned it. Turns out we never sold it. We thought we had sold it 20 years ago, but we just found out recently that we did indeed still own it. And so we went to look at the property because it's been abandoned for all this time. Nobody's really lived in it. And we went there to just protect ourselves in case there was any
Liability.
Any liability that was that we could be held accountable for. And we got there, and the place was just run down. Our old outdoor furniture was just like thrown into the bushes, and there were. The place was a mess. The garden was dead, and so we just basically spent about 5 or 6 days revitalizing the garden and cleaning up, and that was when we were arrested this last time for they accused us of vandalism. And
This home, after we were arrested for defrauding an innkeeper for a paid hotel bill, I knew instantly that there was fraud, corruption, and we had to figure out why this was happening to us. So immediately, and that was torturous. That was a horrifying experience. I mean, we've never been arrested. We've never done anything wrong, and we were married at the San Ysidro Ranch. Why would we ever do that? The bill was paid. The hotel didn't want us arrested. Yet the sheriff who had us arrested was retired. The DA who had signed the document to have us arrested was retired and missing. Lee Carter wanted nothing to do with the case anymore. So all of a sudden, after having us fraudulently arrested, everybody disappeared. So I was intent on getting to the bottom of it.
Do you feel like people are out to get you, possibly even murder you?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely, yes.
Who?
Okay, once you've been falsely arrested and had they told us our FBI files were swapped in Santa Barbara County. Okay, that's horrifying. It's just horrifying. First of all, to be fraudulently arrested is terrifying. Who would be trying to kill us? An estate planner who had created a living trust and a county that could cash Randy's royalty stream forever.
But why would they want to kill you?
So that they could take the money.
It's easier to take the money in that way. And I think this Rondell Quaid probate file is going to be, it's already the means by which they run checks, and it'd be so easy to cash checks through this dead person who doesn't really exist as far as we can tell.
With all due respect, some people will watch this and think, what are they talking about? They're crazy. This is not possible. Mm-hmm. What would you say to those people?
I would say that before I was told by a government tax attorney, I just want to say that, by a government tax attorney and a government investigator who does criminal investigation for the IRS, they told me, I said, I was looking through the county records for things on the property and I saw this Rondell Quaid. It's really a weird coincidence. They said, go get the probate file. That happens all the time. I went straight up there and got the probate file, and there's no body, there's no dead person, there's no headstone, there's nothing to do with that person. There's just $7 million going through what's called bank accounts. I never knew what a probate file was. It's a manner to embezzle. That's all it is.
Has anyone threatened to kill you?
Not call me on the phone, but
That's
I mean,
not
when
true.
I get in,
That's not
well,
true.
it's
Remember
when I have people representing me, they get calls in the middle of the night saying, "Is Randy there?" And these are people that I'm doing business with, and they follow us. They tail us. They tag our cell phone. They hack our computer. We can't send email. We make a call, and right in the middle of the call, the whole system will shut down. And
if you had to guess, who do you think is doing
well,
that?
I think it's Alan Wattenmaker. I think it's
say the estate planner.
The estate planner, and it's I think it's the estate planner, Alan Wattenmaker, and I think Lloyd Braun has something to do with this.
Do you fear for your life, both of you?
I do. Well, you know what it is? It's not something that I'm afraid somebody's going to come up and shoot me. The infrastructure of our life has been so decimated. I mean, it's been right down to the ground, okay? And we cannot function, okay? I cannot get a credit card. I cannot open a bank account. And I was the voice of a major credit card.
For 5 years.
Which credit card?
Capital One.
I cannot.
For 5 years, until last year.
I can't go to a hotel. I can't
Tell 'em
rent
about
a
last
house.
night.
I can't
Tell 'em
buy
about
a
what
house.
happened last night.
Last night we tried. We went
where-
for 3 hours trying to get a hotel room in this town. Nobody would take us in.
The strange tale of Oscar and Emmy nominee Randy Quaid and his wife Evie. For more than a year, they've been on the run, avoiding felony charges in California, saying that they don't want to be targeted by people they call star whackers. Well, this week, after missing yet another court date, Evie forfeited her $500,000 bond. Randy Quaid is joining us exclusively this morning from Vancouver, Canada, their new home. But first, let's go back and give you a look at the trouble facing this Hollywood couple.
Now, wouldn't you know it, the Army cuts my disability pension because they said that the plate in my head wasn't big enough.
If you thought Randy Quaid played memorable characters in his movies, real life is turning out to be much stranger than fiction.
We are not criminals, nor are we fugitives from justice, nor are we crazy.
Quaid and his wife Evie missed a court appearance in Santa Barbara, California this week because they are in Canada seeking asylum, they say, for their protection.
We believe there are to be a malignant tumor of star whackers in Hollywood.
The Quaids believe that people are singling out celebrities to either steal their fortunes or kill them. They believe David Carradine, who was found hanged in a Bangkok hotel room, and Heath Ledger, who died of a drug overdose, were victims of the same murderous conspiracy.
I believe these actors were whacked.
The Quaids are facing charges of trespassing and vandalism, accused of illegally squatting in a home they'd already sold. They provided CBS with this photo of their key in the front door as proof that they still own it.
You ranch this, you ain't never no good.
But police believe they don't, and now Quaid, who's appeared in more than 90 films, has gone from actor to outlaw.
It's going to be very difficult for Randy's career to recover at this point, but there's always a chance. Everyone loves a Hollywood comeback.